And we are live. This is Tuesday, April 21st, 2020. It's 420 all month. And PSN 420 says, I just smoked your ass. This is Pete Daddy Dollar's pad right here on the Place to Be Reviews, where I am Pete Daddy Dollar, or Etep Queen, whatever you want to call me, right here with all of yous in the panel this evening. To my right, I have to remember I'm pointing the opposite direction over here. Mad Dog Warren.
Hey, how's it going?
Good, brother. Thank you for joining us. And down on the bottom there with the floating camera is Brother Will.
Apparently, I've already been drinking.
Is Brother Will Vendetta.
What's up, guys? How's it going?
Excellent, excellent.
Happy quarantine.
Yeah. Yep. Cheers. Cheers to the fucking quarantine. I'm drinking. I'm a classy broad. I'm drinking my wine here.
Hey, man, nothing wrong with that. I was sipping on wine the other night while I was cleaning my shotgun, so we're all good.
Man, I can't. I've been drinking too much of that goddamn Sam Adams cherry wheat. Oh,
good stuff,
dude,
though.
that is delicious. I tell you
So
what.
you get heartburn from it.
You know, I don't get heartburn, but what I did get was about another 5 pounds, which I did not need.
That's happening for everybody.
My lack of activity. Yeah. So, but other than that, man, things are all right for being locked down here in the great state of Michigan under Governor Farquaad. So, or Governor Fivehead or whatever you want to call her. I mean,
Farquaad.
I mean, after the quarantine's over and after she's not governor anymore, when they're going to start opening drive-in movie theaters up again, because that'll help with just common sense social distancing. And Gretchen Whitmer, her forehead is perfect for a drive-in screen, so she's got a job for life. I mean, it'll be a little bit difficult when you start to get those wrinkles up there, but it looks like she gigged herself a bunch of times.
I can't wait to watch Black Widow on that.
And now
Wonder Woman on a
Wonder Woman riding the lightning on fucking Whitmer's forehead.
Yeah, she got to keep her eyes closed though.
Not to get too into comic books here, but I would really, really love it if they did the same.
Hey, this is not the show for that.
I know. From when Wonder Woman beheaded Maxwell Lord, though, wouldn't that be fucking sweet if they did that in a movie?
Be pretty sweet.
That would be fucking badass. I would love that shit. But all right, so let's go to the other side of comic booky entertainment and talk about the world of professional wrestling, shall we? Which is it's a big. I mean, it's more of a soap opera than anything else, but
manly soap opera.
It is a manly soap opera, but I mean, especially now with they're still doing the empty arena gimmicks, and it's just. It's weird. Like I said, I haven't watched anything. I didn't watch Mania, but I just, oh man, it's like I said, I'll take a WCW Thunder from '99 over anything on Monday night right now.
Yeah,
I'm give me Ernest Miller versus fucking Scott Norton, with Miller cutting a fucking 4-minute promo before the match and fucking dancing and then getting his ass kicked, for like 3 minutes, and that's it. Or him hitting one super kick after Sonny Ono's distracting whoever he's working. I just want
to see Norman Smiley sell things.
The fucking big wiggle, screaming Norman. I was talking about that the other day with Kendo, who was on with us last week, and yeah, man, I said that's going to be a segment on the show moving forward. Is going to be a This Week in Norman Smiley history. We go back and find Norman Smiley facts from all through history.
Yes, that's perfect.
And we're going to present them on the air. Fucking Norman S. Smiley. So. God, that gimmick though, when he used to dress up in the fucking the football uniform, that was I don't like. I'm not a big fan of comedy type gimmicks like that, but holy shit, dude, did he work that perfectly? Because I mean, he was a solid. If you just look at him in the ring, he was a solid worker. He was.
No, he did. He did. He was.
He was solid, man.
I mean, I remember being a mark for him when I was a kid. I mean, even then I was like, hell yeah, this guy has something, I understood it,
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. That's another guy like him would be, Disco Inferno. Was never he was TV champion a couple times. Glenn Gilberti was charismatic, he just didn't have that, past that lower mid card type repertoire or presence.
Yeah, he had a
It'd
mouth
be like
on him
that.
though.
He
was
did.
really good.
Yep.
It'd be like that sometimes.
That's what I liked about Disco, was he could cut promos regardless of what he did in the ring, which his in-ring work was very serviceable, and he was really, I mean, he was excellent at putting people over. I mean, he was excellent at that. He did the job really well. And there's something to be said for that, because not a lot of guys are just willing to do that. They're not, the ego gets in the way, even though.
Oh, no. Yeah, you see it all the time on the indies, man.
Oh, yeah. I mean, on TV, I mean, these guys, you wouldn't have, guys back in the day like Hogan with these, all that creative control. And, well, I just don't feel like doing the job. Well, I guess Hogan, that's like a different stratosphere. But I mean, you got Cena and guys like him, he Triple H at a certain point, they didn't have to job for it. They didn't have to put anybody over. I mean, Triple H buried people for fucking years for Vince. Just, every every WCW guy that came over to the Fed, and it was, systematically buried by fucking Triple H, and then I read that article about, Jim Ross was saying that during Mania, when he was working Sting, that, the announcers will just fucking bury Sting, just bury him. And then you had the NWO come out, and they were kind of rehashing something we talked about. The NWO came out, and they didn't tell them about that until the day of of Mania, because Nash and them would have been like, "What the fuck are we going out to help Sting for?" That, psychology wise, that makes no sense. It makes no sense. Okay, let's go. It didn't. I was like, but that's, I remember watching that, and I was like, why is the NWO helping Sting? And it's not the NWO Sting, that's real Sting, I mean, like, it doesn't make any sense. So
I think it was more of a nostalgic thing, DX versus NWO, I never got to really see that,
It was, but I mean, it was just a weird vehicle to do it with, to have, and then you had X-Pac with DX.
Oh, yeah.
And it was like, well, if you want to get technical about it, this motherfucker should have been over on the NWO side. But I really hate the way that the history of WCW has been treated by WWE as a whole.
They shit on it, and nothing we can do now.
They shit on anything that's not them,
Yep.
that they didn't start, they just own, the shit. That's all they do. They don't care about it.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a thing about, Vince's his in the words of that, was it She and Admiral in that fucking horrible Picard show, sheer fucking hubris. I mean, Jesus God in heaven, like you fucking
dismal failure.
Yeah, McMahon is a megalomaniac. I mean, this dude is just not willing to accept, and like you said, anything that's not his or he didn't create. So yeah, they're just, it's bury everybody. And
to Vince, he is wrestling.
Oh, he is. Yeah, he absolutely is, man. There's nobody.
You're never going to be on the top unless you're with him. That's the way he views it. It's just like, nah, it's not like that anymore. It's getting back to the way it used to be.
Yep. And there's a lot of guys I see now that are on the scene that are, they kind of look like there's, some throwback type builds and shit like that, like, what are that, the Heavy Duty or whatever, Heavy Machinery, or what is that? Them two.
Oh, yeah.
Them, and there's a couple other cats. They look like, I was like, and I like that, man. I mean, not everybody's got to be 6'5" and have a 62-inch chest and 24-inch arms. That's, and Vince shits.
Well, there was a while there they weren't even doing big guys. Everything was like a cruiserweight. They were all like little. They were all high flyers. Yeah. Spot monkeys. For the most part. Yeah. We've talked about that before, but it's like the build. The only guy that they had that was jacked, that had a classic build was Cena. Yeah. Well, if you take Cena and put him in the 80s, he'd be just like another dude.
He'd be like a jobber.
Definitely. Because there's so many other guys at that era that were just monsters. Oh yeah. Because Vince liked that at the time.
Yep. Cena reminds me of like his body type is like Paul. Remember Paul Roma?
Oh yeah.
Paul Roma and Jimmy Powers, dude. Them guys were both like they were fucking just built like that's. I was like, man, they got these
Power and Glory. Wasn't that what their tag team was?
That was Hercules and Roma was Power and Glory.
Hercules and Roma was Power and Glory.
They were the Young Stallions.
Okay, yeah, that's what it was.
Because I remember watching the first time I ever saw them, they jobbed to the Rougeos. I'm like, well, hell no, these two should beat the shit out of these two motherfuckers.
What was that? That was that when they were fighting the Rougeos? Wasn't that a Royal Rumble? That was 91, right?
I think it was earlier than that, wasn't it? It
had to be earlier than that.
It was earlier than that. It wasn't. I don't even think it was a pay-per-view. Because Power and Glory or Young Stallions, I don't think they ever cut it on a pay-per-view other than like Survivor Series to round out a team.
It's just weird because I just watched that and I'm trying to think of what I just watched because that's all I watch is classic wrestling and that was just like, oh yeah,
only thing worth watching now.
Yeah,
but they, what's his name? Powers could work better than Roma. Roma. Now you mentioned Power and Glory because that Paul Roma got into the Four Horsemen at one point to round it back to WCW. He was a member of the Four Horsemen, and he was like, "What? Why?" He was like, hey, like it didn't mean anything to him. And I mean, for somebody who was basically a glorified jobber, I mean, the guy had a main event body and like lower card work skills. I mean, he wasn't a good
promo cutter, for the time period,
Yeah. Yep.
I mean, he wasn't like at that time. You got like Brutus the Barber Beefcake, who's just all crazy eyes, and Jake the Snake and all those guys. They could all cut awesome promos,
Honky Tonk Man and shit. Savage had some of the best promos like during that time in the Fed. His promos were just untouchable, man. Like everything was just amped up to like level 15 when he would come out there. But he carried that over.
He was bumping him up,
larger than life.
Yeah, he was bumping him up all right. That's why his heart exploded.
Mm-hmm. Well, you got to chase the white rabbit,
White rabbit, purple dragon, it's all the same. They don't give a shit. Let's see what Keely Chow said. I think Brock Lesnar put over Drew McIntyre as a way to say fuck you, Vince. No, it wasn't. Is Brock going to fight MMA again, or what is he doing? Is he just retiring now? I mean,
that's hard to say.
What why, dude? He's got all the money. I mean, he's got all the money. I mean, he's pretty much done everything there is to do.
But he ain't got the merch,
No.
It's like it's like, when are we gonna go back to that? The era of like when you could walk down the street and everybody's got 316 shirts on, and Hulk Hogan shirts, It's like, when's the last time you seen any of that?
The good old days.
Yep. Oh hell yeah, man! It's like tonight. I opened my closet up, and I got a couple wrestling shirts that I wear still, and this is the first time I've worn this since I got it. Thanks, Coach Loudy. And I've got my old ECW one I used to wear to training and shit like that, and my original NWO shirt that's all cut up I wore to training. Then I've got my good NWO shirt I wear still, and I've got an Austin shirt or two in my closet. I'm like, what am I going to wear tonight? I'm like, I'll put the Goldberg on. I want to go WCW. I'm going to put the Goldberg on. But so I got to, and I mentioned it last week. We've got to get, we're going to come up with a giveaway for the, I've got the red and black Wolfpack flag, vintage 99, still in the original packaging. We're going to be giving that away here on the program. And I will, if you're not in the Facebook group yet, the private group, that is the official Place to Be Reviews fan page, go on over and drop a join request, and me or one of the admins will vet you and get you in, and we'll have a giveaway. We'll have the giveaway listed in there and on the Place to Be Reviews page on Facebook as well, and that'll be on Twitter too, so you can follow us there at the Place to Be RE1. So yeah, we'll be giving that away, and I'm gonna do more stuff like that too. I've got 1 million Pete Daddy Dollar trading cards right now. I might actually paint the walls with them. I'm not sure. I think I have enough to like I could tile. If I laminated them, I could do like a mosaic on the wall. If I that would actually be a good fucking idea. Like if I was more talented with that shit, I would do a mosaic with those things.
There you go. Of your face.
Yep, it'll be me, you know, because nobody loves me more than me. So, but yeah, man, it's funny. I've sent those out to people actually through the channel before. A couple of people have asked, you know, I was like, do you have any wrestling merch? I'm like, well, yeah, you know, I got a few things left, and I said I still had a few team rating stickers, but I'm greedy with those because I've only got a few left, and I just got a new truck, and much to the behest of my wife, don't put another team rating sticker on there. I'm like, oh no, I won't. I'll put fucking 2, and I'll put a Place to Be Reviews one in the middle. I was like, that's my truck anyway, sweetheart. That's Daddy's truck.
Mm-hmm.
But so, hey, manliness and motivation is in the chat. What's up, Wes? How you doing, brother? He says, I still call it WWF. WWE sounds like a disease. Well, it pretty much was a disease to the world of professional wrestling because when they acquired everything, that's when basically your mainstream business kind of died.
The cancer took over.
Yeah, like Vince, you know, he cut that promo about the NWO. The NWO is a cancer, and I have unleashed a cancer into the body that I created. And it was the NWO. Well, it was WWE. That was the cancer unleashed into the fucking wrestling. It was a cancer of the wrestling world, Vince. I mean, we're actually like I was talking to Kendo about that. Gonna rebook the WWF Invasion angle. So that's him, Jeff, and I are gonna do that, and that'll be fun to do because I've wanted to do that for a long damn time. And there's so many things that they missed out on, and so many fucking young talents that Vince let go that WCW had, and a few of them are on this list. And this is going to bring us to our first article of the night, which I'll do a screen share of course, because we're going to talk about some WCW alums that never ever get mentioned.
So when you guys rebook the Invasion, are you guys gonna play it on No Mercy? Play it out?
I don't know, but that'd be fucking sweet. I actually have a lot of guys to recreate because one of my cards got corrupted. So, but I luckily I'm a complete fucking nerd and I have them all cataloged. So I'm going to go back and recreate all the guys that got fucking lost in the latest corruption of a memory card. And that's the shitty thing too, is the store where I buy all my like retro games. Give a big shout out to Geeks Games and Beyond in Houghton Lake, Michigan. They
Michael Kitchen, yeah.
Oh yeah, you know Kitchen, all right. Yep.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, I just bought my Sega Genesis from there and some games and stuff. And yeah, man, good peeps over there. So big shout outs to them. They got there. You check out their Facebook page too, because they do sell online too. So
nice.
This is 16 WCW alums that WCW or WWE never mentions. Drugs are bad. Here are 16 WCW alums that they never mention in the Fed. And let's see, you know the story. We've watched that. We're just going to bounce down here. Number 16, Sid Vicious.
Oh, yeah.
I got mixed feelings about him. It's like I like the way he looked. I liked his attitude. He wasn't a really great worker, but there was that one story where they used him instead of Vader because Shawn Michaels didn't want to work with Vader because they were going to do like a 3-part or whatever for Vader leading to like WrestleMania or whatever. But they're like, no, let's give the belt on Sid, and Michaels could take it off him. History would have been so much different if Michaels just didn't have control over so much shit.
Oh yeah, Michaels was, and I don't want to take anything away because he's an absolutely talented individual, but he was like the very definition of a fucking prima donna, though.
Oh yeah,
I mean he was, man. I mean he was like, he was a fucking diva before there was divas.
Yep,
he's a sexy boy, man.
That's
why his gimmick is the way it is. Yeah.
Hey, I mean, like I said, the dude when he got in the ring and it was business. I mean, you're hard pressed to find somebody that did it better.
For
sure. I liked Sid, man. I liked Sid when he was in ECW, though. When he would come out with Judge Jeff Jones, and Jones would just bring the fucking stretcher out, and then Sid would come out, do the deal that. But No, he was good in the Fed in the early 90s, man. I mean, but he never really, he couldn't cut a promo to save his fucking life.
He wasn't a very good high flyer either.
Yeah, you know what I think of Sid every time is the look on his face when a certain wrestler busted through the drywall.
Oh.
he had to act it up, and it's just and he's like still didn't break character, and it just made it look worse. It would have been better if he would have just started busting out laughing.
Yep.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. Man, he was.
Sid had a good angle with him and Hogan in the early days too. Especially when him and Hogan were buddy, and then got betrayed for leading up to Ric Flair winning the Royal Rumble. That shit was good.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yep. He could work when he worked with the right person.
He had to be paired up with the right guy. He couldn't.
Yep.
He was good squasher.
Oh yeah. He was like like Goldberg, man. Give him 2 minutes in the ring with somebody. Let him come down, hype. Hit 1, 2, 3 moves.
But the longer that match went, if he was going for a long match, it showed. It got shitty.
As long as he was being put over as the monster, then it worked.
Yeah.
If he had to do a job for somebody, it wasn't a very good show.
No, he was not. He was not that. Speaking of that, number 15, Buff Bagwell.
Oh yeah,
Marcus Alexander Bagwell. Oh God, I was such an NWO fucking freak. I like Buff Bagwell. I mean, much better coming off of watching him in American Males. That was the worst theme song I've ever fucking heard in my life. Like, oh.
Didn't he do like a Chippendales gimmick?
Yeah, that was him and Scotty Riggs before Scotty started wearing the fucking eye patch and became a pirate. You're gonna be the first pirate, but I don't want to be a pirate. But yeah, like Bagwell was a solid mid-carder. He knew how to work the crowd. He had the look. He had a lot of charisma. He had like I said, he had a good body. He knew how to play the crowd. His work wasn't spectacular, but it was always solid. Like he didn't make a lot of mistakes. He didn't get a fair shake in the WWE because that opening night when they brought him and Booker T. First of all, Buff Bagwell and Booker T in the main event. I mean, on what planet is that a thing?
Right.
I mean, it just.
I mean, good for him for being up that high in the card, but
but Vince did it. Vince did it just to shit on him.
Right.
And he's like, hey, look, we got this guy, right? He's got big arms and a big chest. Put him out there with the black guy. Let him fucking go at it. That's basically what Vince. That was Vince right there. That we got a couple of those black guys from WCW. Well, Vince historically treats the black wrestlers like shit. He fucking does. I mean, look, how long did it take him to put Kofi over?
Oh God, that was bullshit.
One of the most talented fucking workers in the goddamn company for the better part of a decade, and it took you that long to fucking put him over. I mean, but Vince is a good old boy at heart. For all his New York and Manhattan bullshit, he's still got that North Carolina trailer park running through his veins. So he can act however he wants, but he's full of shit. No, but Buff didn't do himself any favors. Like I said, he got into a fight backstage with Shane Helms. No showed an episode of Raw. I mean,
you kind of do that to yourself when you do that shit.
What did Obi-Wan tell Anakin? You have done that yourself. You turn the bookers against me. You have done that yourself. Let's see who else we got here. Number 14. Now, this guy is honestly one of my favorites from WCW. Vampiro. I like the stable with him and ICP and Raven.
The Oddities.
Raven.
No. That was the Fed. In WCW, it was called the Deadpool.
You're right. My bad.
That's all right, man.
Shame on me.
That's all right. But yeah, that's when ICP was in the Fed. That was the Oddities, because they were Kurgan and Golga and all them. But yeah, Vampiro, man, Brian Alvarez, he was like way better than, like I said, WWF never even, I don't even think they ever fucking signed him to a deal.
I don't think they did anything with him.
No. But
he did what was that, Lucha Underground, I think?
Yep.
Yeah, he did that. I think he was a commentator there though. Cause did the Vampiro have a brain tumor?
Oh yeah, he had a lot of issues. He did that, like I said, it mentions here in the paragraph, the byline about him. He did a nice program with Sting, and I remember that program he did with Sting.
Yeah, yep.
Remember he threw Sting off the fucking top of the like the Nitro Tron or whatever they call it.
Yeah, that was sick.
Yeah. I mean, he did. They were trying to put him over as a top guy, but just never transferred over. Number 13. I mean, this slap of shit, I could care less about.
I mean, now when back in the day in the early '90s when UFC was just first starting to take off, I mean, the Tank was a monster. I mean, he's a legit guy you would not want to fuck with in the ring.
No,
like. On a wrestling ring, no, it doesn't not work. But it's just that when the numbers were down and more people were watching UFC because it was real and wrestling was fake, it was Vince's idea to start merging it. And these were like Dan Severn and Tank Abbott,
Ken Shamrock.
Ken Shamrock. Is that let's blur the line, but it still doesn't work.
But Tank Abbott looks like your drunk uncle at the trailer park.
He does.
And you don't want to give him a few beers and piss him off.
Comes out with a bush light in his hand, ready to throw bows, man.
He's like if you bought Jim the Anvil Neidhart at Dollar General, you'd get Tank Abbott.
Yeah.
That's
perfect.
That's basically it right there. It's like, Mom, I want Jim the Anvil Neidhart. We have Jim the Anvil Neidhart at home. You look the Jim Anvil Neidhart at home. It's fucking Tank Abbott. God damn it.
Oh Jesus!
That's Tank Abbott. But the best part was he became the backup dancer. Bootleg fucking Neidhart. It's Tank Abbott. Hey, he was a backup dancer for 3 Count. Hush your mouth.
Oh, sorry.
Remember that? That's
yeah.
I honestly remember watching those, like Evan Courageous and fucking Shannon Moore.
Shannon Moore, yeah.
Shane, what's his name? Shannon Moore. Now he does a gimmick with what the fuck is her name? She's a badass worker on the indies. They're both all like fucking tatted up. I follow her on Instagram. I can't remember her fucking name though. But they do like they've done like I've seen like some of their mixed tag shit they've done out like the West Coast and stuff. But
nice.
number 12, Bobby Eaton, who is
beautiful Bobby
beautiful Bobby Eaton. Yep. One of the fuck shit he was in. Was it the Freebirds for a minute? Was it? No.
Yep.
The Freebirds. Midnight.
Yep.
Was
Midnight
it
Express.
Midnight Express? Midnight Express.
Midnight Express. Yep. Sorry.
Yep.
He was a solid worker. One of the greatest tag teams in history. I mean, at the time when the Hart Foundation, they were saying they were the greatest, and they're like, no, this is Bobby Eaton, and they're like, who was the other? Barry Windham,
Stan Lane.
Okay, who's Windham
Sweet
with?
Stan Lane and beautiful Bobby Eaton.
Okay, that's the Freebirds. Yeah, that I was thinking of.
No, the Freebirds was Michael P.S. Hayes, Jimmy Garvin, and
Jimmy Garvin,
Hayes, and who was the fucking third one? Terry Gordy was one at one point.
Yeah,
it was Bam Terry. Yeah, he was. Yeah, because they changed like twice. I I can't fucking remember, but I always liked Bobby Eaton, man. He was solid. He was like a tag team specialist.
Oh, definitely. It's like you put him in the singles, and it didn't work as quite as well.
Yeah.
But him as a tag team, he was solid. He knew how to work the crowd. I mean, he's got that look of the generic wrestler, that I think turned off a lot of people at the time, or now.
Yeah. Yep. Number 11, the Great Muta.
Epic.
Now, dude, Muta was freaking. I mean, he worked.
The thing he did was the stuff he did with Sting was amazing.
Yep.
I mean, he could work. I mean, there's so many people that still emulate him.
Oh yeah.
But he's one of those guys. They'll look at Juice and Thunder Liger over Muta.
Oh yeah.
Which is, I mean, I don't want to take anything away from Liger, but
no, Liger's amazing.
He is, but Muta was like transcendent.
Oh yeah, like he was big in Japan. He was big here in the States. You get the Muta spray. That shit still is awesome. All his matches are great.
Yeah, so there's a shit ton of credentials on his resume for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Tag champion, world champion, Triple Crown champion. I mean, this guy definitely did it all.
and just vastly, and I think underrated when people talk about some of the greats. It's difficult to narrow it down, but I mean this guy is definitely in the conversation.
Oh yeah,
I have no issue saying that at all. Let's see who else we got here. Number 10. So we come into the top 10 here. Let me close this stupid ad for Centrum Silver. I don't need those yet. I'm not that old. Scott Steiner.
Hey, is he a car salesman?
One of his fucking family members is like a general manager or was at a dealership over in Bay City. Lisa, because I would see her name on the billboard and I'm like, she's got to be. That's because in Bay City that name Rex Steiner is
Steiner.
Yeah, it's I'm like that's where they're from is Bay City.
Yep.
So I'm like, yeah, that's got to be a relation, and turns out she's like a cousin or something.
Makes sense.
But, Scotty, man, I fucking loved him when he switched over to a heel. And
dude, when he was a heel, I mean, you got to look at his promos, that he did.
Yep. Oh God.
The mathematician promo is legendary.
Yep.
33%, 37%.
And Kurt Angle knows he can't beat me. And that fat body Samoa Joe ain't even gonna try because you take that 33 and a third % and you cut that down. Oh God, he was just amazing. And like back in WCW, man, when he did those, when he come out with Medeja and I can't remember the other fucking girl's name, but I mean, he
did the
would,
whole Papa Pump,
Oh, that was the shit, dude. I love
the chainmail headband, the coiffed or whatever you want to call it.
Yep.
I mean, it's like when he was tagging with his brother, in WWF, they were really putting him over. But it just didn't. I mean, they were great workers, but when he got into singles with WCW, he came into his own big time.
Oh yeah.
Better than when he was was a dog face killer.
Oh, that was his brother. Ricky was the dog face gremlin.
Dog face gremlin.
Okay. Yeah. Dog face gremlin was his brother. Yep.
And then when they split up, Ricky really didn't have much of a career after that.
No.
Right.
He couldn't do it on his own. He could not work on his own. But they brought him into that stable at the end of WCW called the Magnificent Seven with it was Jarrett and Steiner and Bagwell and Canyon and
who better than Canyon?
Who's better than Canyon? Nobody. And honestly, man, he was one of the most underrated wrestlers in WCW. in that era.
What was that one gimmick? He did a gimmicky gimmick. Mortis.
Yep.
Mortis. Yeah. Yep. I remember that gimmick.
Because remember, you had Wrath and Mortis.
Mm-hmm.
And they feuded with Glacier. With all that Mortal Kombat shit.
Mm-hmm. That's pretty sweet, though.
Mm-hmm. Dude, I'm not gonna lie. Like, Glacier was like a goofy ass worker, but like, I mean, he was solid. You know, I mean, he's a damn good fundamental worker. But his gimmick was just like it was so like comic book like / you know, just straight off the video game kind of deal. It was really on the nose.
Oh yeah.
Well, but it was cool. They're kind of doing that with you know, WWE, you know, with some of their gimmicks and shit. You know, they're dressing them up to look like video game characters and stuff, and it looks so hokey and fake, you know.
It's in now, you know, all the the video game industry is booming right now. So wrestling really wants to
the superhero. It's like when Vince had the idea to do the Ninja Turtle gimmick. You remember that crap?
No.
You don't? Are you serious?
Now? When was that?
No. All right. Are you kidding me? You guys don't know about that?
I don't really remember that.
Google the WWF Ninja Turtles. They wrestled in turtle outfits.
Jesus Christ! When I was on the Indies at back in Clash, we did the Power Rangers.
Yeah.
We had the blue, the white, and the green.
Oh wait, I can't do this. I'm screen sharing right now.
I want to call them. They were the Power Turtles or some crap, you know.
How long ago was this?
They would have to be in like 93, I think, sometime around that era.
God, that's painful.
Dude, it was so bad. Yeah, the Power Turtles. The matches were horrendous. They did not get over with the crowd, and actually they had really good workers under the masks.
Good thing they were wearing a mask. Their careers might have been.
Oh yeah. They would do a whole gimmick where they couldn't even get up, like they'd fall in their shell and they couldn't get up.
Oh Jesus! I mean,
hey, wait, let's see here. Wait, Tony, Alex in the chat. Glacier is my mama's baby daddy. Oh, let's see, man. This is motivation. I want the number of a steroid dealer. Yeah. Man, this is motivation. Vince, what's a tag team?
Vince don't like tag teams.
No, he fucking doesn't. He's a douchebag because tag team wrestling is where it's at, baby.
Oh, tag team's so entertaining.
Yep. Tag team matches are great. 8-man tag matches blow fucking nuts.
Oh, those are fucking garbage.
Fuck those. Dude. Yeah. You know what I mean? I got
you're getting flustered now, right?
I got sick and tired against stuff. Okay, here's what you're gonna do. You're gonna have a 6-man tag. God damn it. Here's what you're gonna do. Next, it's gonna be a fucking 8-man match. God damn it. Hey, next month I got an idea. 8-man match. Fuck me. Can we just work with 4 of us, please? Please. Can there just be 4 of us in the ring?
Yeah.
If we can wrestle 4 of us in the ring, I'll just tie one hand behind my back, please. I won't drink before the match. Please let us just wrestle regular fucking tag match.
That's probably why they threw your ass in all those matches, so you didn't have to carry it on yourself.
Shit, I couldn't work sober. That wouldn't happen. Fucking telling you. Let's see. So number 9 on the list. Barry, we were talking about him earlier. Barry Windham.
Yeah, Barry Windham. Okay.
Windham.
Oh Jesus! Sorry. I brought up the Power Turtles, and my God.
Is it bad? keep the window open.
It's really bad.
We'll screen share it in a minute. Keep the window open though. Let's
see. It's on my laptop. I don't know if I can, but I'm gonna see what I can do here.
It's all right. I'll Google it as soon as we're done here. I'll pull it up.
Oh Jesus!
Let's see. Barry Windham. Windham was good when he was with Rotundo.
Well, yep.
When they tagged, but I like who could forget.
They were called the Toxic Turtles. Sorry, I'm bad. They're called the Toxic Turtles. That's why I believe is actually. Okay, sorry. Go back to what you're. My bad.
No, I like Barry Windham in the West Texas Rednecks.
Okay.
Come on, that gimmick was great. Yeah. They actually released the CD. I Hate Rap. I mean, that shit was great.
Yeah. Somebody just sent that to me not too long ago, and I was laughing pretty hard. I forgot about it.
Those are some of the guys that got erased off my fucking my game. I got to recreate Kendall Windham and Bobby Duncombe Jr.
Bobby Duncombe.
I still got Barry. But yeah, I've got a list started of all my CODs that got erased off No Mercy. I got to recreate them here. But yeah, Wyndham was a solid worker, man, and he was around forever. Like he did. He worked for decades and kind of just was like always there, always solid. You know, he was like one of those blue chip guys, always punching the clock. You know.
I shared a link to the live chat. Okay.
Okay, excellent. Yeah, he did the damn thing. Number 8, I liked his promo work. His in-ring work was always kind of suspect. Conan, K-Dog.
Well, didn't he do was it Moon something?
Max Moon.
Max Moon, yeah.
That was Vince. Hey Vince, hey, I got an idea. Let's put the Mexican guy in a spacesuit. It'll be great.
Crazy ass spacesuit. It looks like a glow in the dark in the black light.
Oh god, yeah. I think they transferred that over to Naomi.
Yeah. Well, you know, Naomi's gimmick's not too bad for what she's doing.
No, not anymore. I saw some highlights from her not long ago. She's actually decent in the ring. I'll give her that.
Yeah.
I used to love the Filthy Animals.
Oh yeah. That was him, Conan, Kidman, Ray.
Yep.
Who else?
What
the fuck else is in there?
Hold on, I know. I think Chavo wasn't Chavo in that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, Chavo was up in there because they didn't have anything for him to do after Uncle Eddie went to WWE. Chavito, they turned him into Kerwin White. I mean, they made him.
Oh my god, I remember that. Could you imagine that gimmick now with the Donald Trump shit? It'd be perfect.
Holy shit, dude, that would be fucking over as fuck. It would be money.
Yeah, it would.
Oh my god.
That's why they won't do it.
You know, Vinny would put that over because him and Trump are best friends.
Yep. Shit, yeah, they are. Trump's fucking making him like on that like goddamn like commission on like reopening and getting the economy going again. He made WWE an essential business. I'm like, you can't tell me he's not giving Vince the rub right now.
Hoovatute was in it too. I forgot about Hoovatute Guerrera.
The juice, baby. The juice. Hoovy.
Yep.
Yeah, but let's be honest. Juventud Guerrera, super crazy, and Psychosis, the most legendary stable ever. The Mexicools with their wand ears.
The Mexicools, yeah.
Dude, that's another thing. Can you imagine that gimmick today?
Oh my god. 3
Mexican dudes fucking riding wand ears to the ring. I don't think it'd get over.
Oh my god.
Number 7. One of my personal favorites, man. One of the best psychologists in the business, I think, ever. Raven.
Oh yeah.
He did. He had better psychology. I mean, he was just Raven was a fucking evil genius, dude. Scott Levy had a brilliant mind for the business.
I attended one of his seminars.
Oh, did you? Nice.
Nice. Yeah, I've been on a few shows with him. He's pretty cool.
He was one of the guys I always wanted to meet.
Yeah, he's cool.
He looks like hell now.
I haven't seen anything recent.
I saw pictures of him a couple years ago, and he looked like shit. I mean, he looked bad. Not as bad as the guy he's dropping that clothesline on, which is Saturn, because oh god, did he fucking fall off the cliff? I think Moppy did him in. I really do. I think Moppy did him. Do you guys remember that shit they did to him?
I don't think I've seen any of that.
Vince made him fall in love with the fucking mop. He had Terry Runnels as his valet.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
Yep, and he was in love with that stupid ass mop. He beat the shit out of that jobber Mike Bell. Oh, he fucking whipped that guy's ass. Because the dude hit him or dropped him on his head, and Saturn got pissed and just beat the living shit out of him. He was all like, he was all roided the fuck out too. Like that was like in I think 02. I mean, he was just like he looked like Steiner almost at that point. He was all juiced out. It was hilarious. Let's see, number 6, Perry Saturn.
Hey.
And he was like he was an Army Ranger. Look at Nick Patrick over here. Look at Nicky. And he's working Canyon. This is Canyon right here, I think, isn't it? Yeah, that's Canyon he's working.
The Rings of Saturn.
Yep. The Death Valley Driver. Saturn was a good fucking worker, man. Like honestly, good. When him and Raven won the WCW tag titles. Now I don't know if you guys remember this or not, but they went over as like baby faces over Benoit and Malenko. Like the crowd turned on Benoit and Malenko and started cheering for Saturn and Raven. And they went over and they won the straps on. I think it was Nitro or it was a pay-per-view back, and I want to say it was like 98 maybe, 98 or 99. But I mean, I remember that because I was, like I said, I've always been a huge Raven fan, and I like Saturn when he tagged with Cronus in ECW. Is they were the Eliminators back then. So yeah, man, it was, they him and Raven. This was post Flock too, like that. That was over with. But yeah, they were just tagging together again, and they went over on Benoit and Malenko, and that was really cool. I loved seeing them two get over. Number 5, the total package, Lex Luger.
Oh man, I never was a big fan of him.
Don't take any drugs from him.
Oh yeah, poor Miss Elizabeth. R.I.P. R.I.P. Yeah. He was like, I mean, he was stiff as fuck. Like to watch him work. Like, I mean, he was strong as an ox, but he was so stiff. Like he had
like just watch when he gives guys that forearm,
Oh yeah. Yeah, like no flexibility in the ring. I mean, he was just like, ugh.
Lex is looking rough nowadays, that's for sure.
Oh yeah, dude. All them steroids got to him finally,
Well, he had to have that surgery on him,
Yeah. Yep.
God, poor Lexi. Let's see.
I did like him though when he was teamed up with Bobby Heaton,
Yeah.
When they first brought him into WWF, that was pretty good. The narcissist. The narcissist.
Yeah, when he was a narcissist. Yep.
The narcissist. That's what I was. Yep. Narcissist.
Here's a name that I haven't heard in a long time. Number 4, Kevin Sullivan. That is well, it's probably because the Chris Benoit thing is why they don't mention that much in WWE. But I mean, Chris Benoit legit took this dude's wife.
Yeah.
I mean,
whoops.
So yeah. Well,
he took his woman.
Yeah, you know how that shit happens backstage. I mean, hey, if you don't want to, don't bring your girl around the boys, man.
I was told straight up never do that.
Yep. Don't make your girl part of the fucking business, dude. Nope. Don't fucking. It's a mistake. It's a fucking mistake.
It is.
You're talking about a testosterone fucking, filled fucking goddamn locker room full of. Well, I mean, some of the guys have testosterone. I mean, I look at some of these cats now and I'm like, come on, man. Especially on the indies, man. I'm like, God damn, dude, you were the motherfucker getting shoved in the locker in high school, man. But
it's just funny because just so many images, so many faces pop up in my head when you say something like that.
Well, I could just fucking I could do a Seinfeld and just name names. I mean, get blacklisted, but I mean, what the fucking difference does it make at this point? But we all know who the fuck, we've been in the locker room with some of these cats. I mean, it's just like, You're soft.
When you look at him, you're like, wait, you have that question. It's like, wait, you're a wrestler? Oh,
yeah, exactly. Oh. Like, are you carrying that big man's bags, or you are a worker? Oh, okay. All right. God damn, man. I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying, some of these fucking cats.
You know, I can't talk a lot of shit. I'm a fucking 6'3" string bean, so.
Yeah, but you're not some little fucking soft ass soy boy though either. You know what I mean? You're not.
No, thank you.
You're not, dude. You're not. I mean, these motherfuckers. I'm talking about these little soy boys that, they get into business, and it's like, I got credit, bitch. You don't have any credibility. You're still a fucking pussy. I mean, just because you learn how to throw a work punch doesn't mean you're a fucking hard ass. You guys still snap your fucking neck like a fucking goddamn toothpick.
Yeah, Jesus.
I mean, it's just, yeah. That's a problem. Number 3, Chris Canyon, and Canyon, man, this dude was like, him and Page, like this stable, the Jersey Triad they had, that was money, because Canyon could fucking go. Page could go. Bigelow had his shit down too for a big man. I mean, he's not even that tall. He was just round mound rebound. He's like Charles Barkley. He could just move.
Yep.
Bigelow could move, man. Isn't it fucked up? 2 out of 3 of these guys are dead.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yep.
You look back, like, I know I'm playing matches on No Mercy with my WCW guys. I created them, like, well, this motherfucker's dead. This motherfucker's dead. I'm like, God damn.
Do you guys remember back in WCW they did that 3-layer cage gimmick?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember. Man, I can't think. I'm pretty sure it was Canyon. Yeah, he took the fucking bump from the top.
Yep.
All the way onto the entrance ramp. It was sick, man. I think they played the whole he broke his back angle off of that, and it was sick. It was a sick ass bump, man.
Because he did the bump in the match that Page did in the goddamn movie in Ready to Rumble. Because that's when they did that match, was after Ready to Rumble.
Yep. It was crazy.
Which Ready to Rumble, we're actually gonna do a watch party for that on my channel. So, and
a lot of fun.
That's gonna be a wrestling specific night. So if you guys want to get in on that one, we'll probably do that on a Saturday night.
Yeah. Okay.
We'll be doing that. Actually, this Saturday on the channel, we're doing a UHF watch party. So that was my 200 subscriber thing, and this is the first chance I've had to do it. So we're watching UHF this Saturday night at 8:30. But Chris Canyon, like we talked about him earlier, he did the Mortis gimmick.
Yep.
And he had to hide the fact, because back then, you couldn't come out. You get heat and get blacklisted. He was gay, which it doesn't fucking make a goddamn bit of difference if the dude's gay or not. He's still a damn good worker.
Right. Yep.
But I mean, it was a much different time then, and but no, he was a solid worker, and they had a nice gimmick, and the dude, he never got enough credit, and I really wish he would have got some shine in the Fed after the invasion, because he did. He's one of those guys that he just deserved it. He really did.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see who else we got. Number 2. Dennis Rodman. And I love the NWO, but Dennis Rodman, Dennis Rodman was one of my favorite basketball players growing up. I used to wear his goddamn jersey in pre-games when I was playing ball in high school, out for pre-game warm-ups over my game jersey. That's how much I love Dennis Rodman. But I did not like his involvement with wrestling. Like him and Karl Malone, that was like the biggest joke. Almost as bad as Jay Leno, but not quite David Arquette level. I can see why.
David Arquette can at least work a little bit, take a bump,
Well, he went and got trained.
He works Indies now, doesn't he?
He does work Indies now, and he's in damn good shape. I will give David Arquette that, because he's like, what, 50 something?
He's 50-something. There was a video that got online where some fan was heckling him, saying, "You're doing this because you're broke," and he's like, "What are you talking about? I got friends money, bitch."
Yeah, exactly. Yep. I mean that shit, dude. Yeah, he's just doing it because David Arquette was always a wrestling fan. David Arquette was always a wrestling fan, and he even admitted after WCW did that with him that he didn't want to do it. But I mean, dude, who could say no to that? It's like,
I mean, a lot of people that controversy with that, a lot of people say it tainted the belt.
Hey, I will go back to the chat here for a second. Silicone Dave says, "Can I drink from the fire hose?" He must be going back to the UHF reference. Did you find if you found the marble in the oatmeal? Yep, yes, you can, Dave. Manliness and Motivation says, "Wheel of Fish, stupid. You're so stupid." That is, oh my god, that segment was great in that show. Just that woman's look of like her happiness just fades away when he just starts screaming. I'm gonna have to watch that after the show tonight. I'm gonna put that on my computer.
Man. You just wait till Saturday.
I know. I seriously have not watched that movie in so long. I'm like, that's why I was like,
well, then it'll be funny again. I mean, it's still funny. Anytime you watch it, but still.
Yeah. It will. I'm so amped for that Saturday. But number 2, Dennis Rodman, and number 1. Who do you guys think is number 1 on the list?
David Arquette.
Yeah, it'd be a tough one. I don't know.
Ultimo Dragon.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
And I'm actually going to read this one. The WCW run of Ultimo Dragon saw him having matches as good as Rey Mysterio, Chris Jericho, and other cruiserweights that get respect from WWE today. Dragon, unfortunately, flopped during his one run with WWE. It led to the company putting him below the tier of names they celebrate for great matches. The sad thing is Dragon's WCW body of work could match anyone if WWE doesn't want you to believe that. And that is true, man.
It was because at the time, like Vince didn't like the mask. He didn't like that stuff.
Yep.
He didn't like face. You couldn't wear face paint. It wasn't edgy.
Yep. That's a problem. Because Vince, like I said, he's just so like, I don't know, man, because people have been wearing masks since the beginning of wrestling. There's always been mask workers. So Vince is an ass. He just is, because you're really, to downplay, because I mean, you watch some of the matches Dragon had with Jericho and Malenko especially. Those two put on fucking clinics. I mean, I think Dean Malenko is still one of the most underrated workers probably ever. I really do. I don't think he gets nearly enough credit for as good as he was.
As good as he was, I think it was just because the whole Benoit thing and everything, like people don't.
Yeah. Yeah, this is true
talk
too.
About
because
a lot,
he did work.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yep. Do you remember when it was like Malenko, Guerrero, Benoit, and Saturn came over as the Radicals when they left WCW?
Oh yeah, the Radicals. Yep.
What a collection of talent in Perry Saturn that was.
Mm-hmm.
Dig.
And I like Saturn, but I mean, if he's listening still at this point, Saturn, I could probably kick your fucking ass. And I'm fat,
no!
but I mean, you're 3/4 of the way dead, so bring it. But no, really bad. Like that was like holy shit, dude. And Jericho, look at you have Eddie Guerrero, God rest his soul, was he's 38 years old when he died.
I'm way too young.
I'm 38.
God. I just turned 40. I mean, it's but I mean, we haven't been doing copious amounts of like cocaine, painkillers, and every other drug under the sun and steroids,
and then going nonstop,
Yeah, I mean, that's why, the pro wrestlers, your life expectancy is like, you might as well be living in like the 1800s, because your life expectancy is like 40, which is like still in the 1800s high, but
right.
I mean, it is. I mean, it's like seriously like 40 to 45, maybe 50 if you're like an old timer, and then you just like drop over one day. I mean, shit, Crash Holly. They found him because he was who was it? Steven Richards. Yeah. Steven Richards was living with him. And he came home one day and he just found him face down. Like he OD'd on, was it vodka and Vicodin? I think it was V squared, man.
Oh shit.
Yep. Which is which makes me a little bit nervous because, well, hell, that got me through some matches, goddammit.
Oh jeez, bud.
Hey man, look, you fucking I fucking fuck. What the fuck is? Your body is not meant to do the shit that we have done to our bodies. It is not
unnatural.
meant to go through that. Like Jared, back when I was still working, man, when we would train on fucking we would train on Sundays after a fucking show.
We train before a show. We do a show, and then and then the next day we'd go back and we'd train again and take more bumps. And then we got to that one time where like, can we not do bumps because we got to do training the next day? You know? Like bump drills.
Yep. Tony, you're right. Crash was on them somas. That wasn't Viking. It was he was in that soma coma because he drank all that vodka and that got him.
Oh
yeah, man. And there would only be like 4 of us, so it was like you were gonna take at least like 200 bumps on Sunday, no matter what. Like you knew it was gonna happen. Hey, do collar and elbows.
Yep.
Hey, look.
Oh man, me and you would do so many collar and elbow lockups that like my biceps would be bruised from you like slapping them when we go to grab on, and like the back of my trap, I'd be like, why the fuck is that so hurting so bad? I look in the mirror, it's all black and blue, like handprints. You know.
The first time I ran ropes, dude, I had the marks in my back. Like I went home.
Oh, yeah.
I took my strap. My wife's like, Jesus Christ, what is that? I was like, that's running ropes.
Yep. I remember doing in training doing collar and elbows, and they would have like they'd have a guy in each corner, one guy in the middle, and you just had to do the lockup drill with each guy. Boom. And you had to make the
Yep.
If you weren't doing that, it didn't
and the
count.
stomp, you had to stomp it in too.
You had to.
They didn't even give rams locking up.
They didn't give a shit about the stomp. It was, I want to hear the slap. And it's the same with forearms. Because everybody wants to do the stomp with the forearms. They're like, nope, no, we want to hear freaking, meat. We want to hear meat on meat, no stomping. Actually, I was trained. Sorry.
Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
I was trained never to ever stomp during a forearm.
Yeah.
No, it's all you give it to them. All or nothing.
I held back throwing my punches, man, because it's like I know how to throw a punch, but I don't know how to not throw a punch. So it was like my punches looked like that's why I just went to throw. I did that. I went to throwing like forearms and shit because I'm like I'm like so literally like afraid to just like throw it like and just potato. The only time I ever did that was to Rick Cartier because Rick we were that one we were outside the ring and it was right after we had got rid of Rick out of the stable and Rick fucking potatoed me one and I was like, you motherfucker. So I mean Rick's like 100 pounds more than me. So I remember I just come up and he was leaned over. So I grabbed him by the back of his fucking single and I just went like that right in his back. And I gave him 2 stiff ones. I wasn't going to hit him in the head. I'm like, I don't, I'll tag him and let him know I'm giving him his receipt. But yeah, we went backstage and that's what he said. He said that to me. He goes, that was my receipt, wasn't it? I was like, yep. He goes, I was like, you good? He goes, yeah. I'm like, all right, cool. We were fine,
Yeah, I mean, it happens.
It happens. It happens, it is. But it's just old school, man. You get one, you give one back, and it wasn't meant to be malicious. It was just the kind of, like I said, and that's why I clubbed him in the back. Rick is a big dude, so that's why I said he could take one to the back, and it's not gonna fucking.
And like you said, if you can't throw a good punch, then the forearms, what you were just saying, safest thing to do. Because most of the time, even a work forearm, like again, like now that's when you might want to stomp with it and give it the illusion that it's hard, as if you're working a forearm. But you never want to stomp into a real forearm, like because then it just takes away. Because like when you do a forearm, that's that's a real impact, and that's putting it over when someone in the front row or at an indie show, everybody in the damn venue can hear the that's what you want. You want that sound,
I'm gonna pop this up right here. Silicone Dave. I love a good chop that echoes the chest across the gym. Oh,
shit.
Yeah,
got a few of those.
They're fun. They're fun to give, but receiving, hey, you know what? If you give, you better be able to receive. I never chopped a lot, but I ended up taking who was it? Rick. Well, Cartier.
Rick Cartier's
Rick
chops
Crow.
are nasty. They'll set you on your ass.
He throws some nasty chops. And you know who else is who the first person to hit me with a chop was goddamn Gary the Freak. Will, you know Gary, right?
Yeah.
Remember Gary? I don't know, Jared, do you know Gary at all?
Not personally.
He's he threw some, for a little dude, he threw some wicked chops. And when I first got in, like 08, 09, he was, we'd fuck around. Yeah, he'd hit me with those chops. Manny, big frying pan hand ass Manny hit me with a I still got a scar from that fucking crazy ass Mexican dude. Oh, he picked my ass up. I was only about 205 pounds at the time. He picked me up, threw me in the corner, ripped my fucking suit coat and my shirt open. Buttons are flying off, hitting him in the face, and he cocks back. Whoppa! Hits me in the chest. I was like, fucking collapse. I mean, man, he's like 300 some pounds. He's big. Fucking laid into me. Comes back, tells the crowd, shh. Goes back one more time. Wow. I was like, motherfucker, I got pictures with you. Remember Carla Dennings? Remember the Dennings? Carla and Marissa and them.
Oh yeah.
Down in Saginaw. I got pictures. Actually, it just came up on my memories the other day. I got pictures with Rissa and Carla, and I had my suit coat on, but I didn't have my shirt on. And you can see my suit coat is open. You can see Manny's handprint right here on my fucking back.
Do you have that picture?
Oh,
you should pull it up.
Fuck. Let me see if I can find it here. Hang on.
I remember when I was working heel there, Tony used to give me the most shit. It was so much fun when that guy was around.
Dude, when I was ring announcing there, who was it? That one lady. I used to come out and fuck with the crowd. I called her. I came here. I called her husband. What the fuck was it? Shit, I had a nickname for him, but they got so mad. And then Derek, I used to call Derek, who was my boss at the car dealership. I called him Gordon Chumley. Like Gordon Chumley, and I only said it because I knew who he was. Oh, he got a kick out of that. Let me see.
That's funny.
This picture. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to find this fucking thing, but let's see. Because it was in my memories from the other day. But yeah, it was it hurt. It hurt. Those chops hurt. Okay, chops are bad.
Chops are bad. Okay.
Chops are bad. Okay.
Especially if you're in a Royal Rumble, and then everybody's gonna give you a chop. You know, if they see you in the corner.
Yep. Unless you're like me and James. Because we hid in the corner that Royal we did, and I remember that because his head fell right in my lap. He'd lift his head up, I just pushed his head back down. I'm just like, stay down there. We did that shit for like fucking 5 minutes and just powdered, just sat there. That was fucking funny. Oh God, let's see. Oh, dude, I've got like 7,000 mobile uploads. This ain't gonna work. And it's not a. Yeah, this ain't gonna work. Well, kids,
all right, man.
You're gonna have to wait on that.
All right. So let's pull up the power turtle shit or the toxic turtles.
Oh yeah,
let's pull that shit up.
Yeah, let's do that because we're running a little long in the tooth here. This is what happens on this show. We get through like one topic and then the rest. I don't mind though. I enjoy this.
I mean, this is man.
That's what keeps it fresh, man.
Yeah, this is fun. But I understand.
You guys didn't know about this. That's just crazy. Yeah.
Yep. Let's see. Here we go. Toxic turtles. Let's see. Images.
Jesus.
Holy shit. All right. Screen share. Let's see. Here we go. And then we go over here to toxic turtles.
Then look at who was under the mask in those suits.
Let's see who. Oh my God.
They're not even good. They're not even good looking. Like,
no. I mean, can you imagine trying to wrestle in those costumes?
Oh no!
If you watch the match, because there's matches you can watch, and
these are
like they can't move, they can't see. The crowd are booing them.
Poor guys.
Look at that. Look at this shit. Oh my God, dude. Like, who on earth thought that was a good idea? The toxic turtles.
Dude, you gotta watch a video of them. It's
all right. Hang on. Let's here. We'll pull one up. Let me stop this real quick. Let's see.
Oh yeah.
It's just as bad as I mean. The whole time you groan, the whole time you're watching it, you're like, "What the fuck is this?"
All right. Well, let's see. Toxic Turtles. All right.
They had to be stoned when they came up with that gimmick.
They fucking tag teamed with Max Moon. Oh my god.
Hey, it all comes full circle. We were just talking about Max Moon.
I'm fucking telling you. All right, here, let's see. All right.
Oh, Jesus.
I don't know. Well, let's see. I hope I don't get a strike for this, but fuck it, we'll show it.
I think you can get away with 30 seconds, can't you?
Yeah. Yep. All right. So here we go. Here's the Toxic Turtles versus a couple of jobbers. Here, I'm gonna mute the fucking audio.
Sweet mercy.
Let's see. Let's go. Oh, here we go. We'll go to their entrance. Fuck it. We'll play a little bit of the music. Here we go. And their opponent. Oh my god.
Yes, this is indie-rific, dude.
In the indies, this would work.
Oh my god, dude.
Oh, absolutely.
Yes, it would.
Oh my god.
This is like knockoff Beverly Hills Cop 2 theme music. Do you hear it? Dun,
Pretty close.
Dun, 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 dun.
I love it.
Look, they're always adjusting their gear because they can't see.
The people in the crowd are like, "What in the hell are we watching?"
I'm gonna skip up. Here, I'm gonna skip up a little bit. Let's go.
Oh, you kind of missed when they were. Yeah, there you go.
Oh, okay, right here. We'll go right here. All right. Look at. I can't see, so just fucking talk to me.
Not bad for a blind man.
Yeah. Where are you at, Marco? I'm gonna mute this. Oh my god, dude, this is fucking like it's cringy to watch. Like
they're always pulling on their face. They're always pulling on their masks. You know, they can't see, they can't breathe.
You just tagged in.
Right? Nice. They gotta play by the rules.
Wait, I know that move. Is that me and James under those masks?
It has to be.
I know that Senton.
Oh my god. This is wonderful.
Holy shit. Oh my god.
And they were really trying to push him for a little bit.
Oh, I don't even remember that. Like, not even at all.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Then now look at like who the guys under the mask were.
All right.
Then you'll be even more surprised. Like, why would they do that to those guys?
Fucking money talks, I guess.
Yeah, if Vince is like, "Hey, you're doing this," I guess you're doing it.
I'll give you guys $500 for this match.
you guys are gonna be the Turtles, all right? Yeah.
Got an idea.
Hey, buddy. Why don't you come out here? I got these turtle outfits. They're big right now.
Could you imagine the conversation when they were doing this gimmick?
Yeah.
I've got it. This is going to be over.
So I love it. I love it.
If I like it, you like it. Oh, Jesus.
Let's see. Who was it?
God damn, every time I come on these podcasts, Pete, man, I just miss it more, bro.
Dude, you're fucking
you want to get
me.
a turtle outfit?
No, not me wrestling. I just I'll do a turtle gimmick.
Very Hardy.
Oh, dude, like I'd love to do like the Kaiju Big Battle, where the dudes they dress in those big monster costumes. And they wrestle
like
the ring,
Mothra versus Godzilla.
Yeah, like shit like that. It is like super entertaining. I mean, like if you had an indie show and you just did like one match like that, it'd be great. Crowd.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. It's entertainment, I mean,
Right, but if you're in the right context. Now, if you're in the WWF, and then all of a sudden the Turtles come out and they're obviously ripping off the Ninja Turtles,
that's different.
You're kind of forcing it down their throat.
You definitely get away with more in the indies like that.
It was Gilbert and Barry Hardy.
Yeah.
That was who was under the turtle mask?
Gilbert.
It was fucking Gilbert. Gilbert.
I love Gilbert.
I have my kid has a Gilbert action figure. I'm not even.
No.
He's got a Gilbert. Yeah, dude, we've got a Gilbert
shirt?
action figure.
That's awesome.
This isn't Goldberg, it's Gilbert.
It's Gilbert.
The job squad. Pin me, pay me.
So you look at you look at Gilbert and look what they did. So they gave him the Toxic Turtles and they gave him Gilbert. So his whole career has been a joke.
Yep. Well, I mean, it could have been worse. He could have been in Judy Bagwell in a pole matches.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Silicone Dave said the Toxic Turtles hailing from Halloween headquarters. That is like Halloween USA fucking outfits right there with like the most generic wrestling boots.
You're absolutely right. I will say this though: a joke in the Fed is still more of a
you're in the Fed
accomplishment than I've ever done. Or
yeah, dude, you're still in the Fed. That's like people clowning the Brooklyn Brawler, but the motherfucker was in the Fed for how many years?
I mean,
quite a while.
Yeah, he was up there for a while, man. So,
I'd play an alien midget stripper to be in the Fed. I don't care,
You said midget. That's problematic.
Oh shit! I forgot to put my PC filter on.
That's so problematic, Will. Jesus Christ.
God.
Jesus.
Damn. I'm the worst.
Where's the PC? Where's PC principal?
And that's one thing that scares me now because, trying to, if I were to go back to the indies and try to cut promos, how PC do I have to be? Because it's hard. I play a freaking priest, demented, cynical priest. I mean, that's going to offend somebody at some point, right?
I would be cutting some of the most fuck. Because if I went right back now, I wouldn't really give a fuck. It would be like, you're going to do this. Okay, fam, I'll agree to that. But when I got out in the ring in front of that fucking camera, it's going to be another story altogether. And then the fucking real, hey, look, man, did the shit get over? Yeah, look.
Right. You get heat. If you're trying to get heat, then you got to say whatever you can,
But I'm legit. This is a legit concern now. Because, if I'm not the cynical priest, I'm a drunk Irish guy. So something's going to piss. I mean, it hasn't yet. I haven't that I know of, and no one's ever brought it to my attention. It's always been over, and it worked.
Are you not Irish?
I am Irish, yes.
Well, there you go. So who gives a shit?
Yeah, but they're like, oh, stereotypical Irish guy, and I'm like, well, it works. You guys laugh. It's babyface, and people eat it up. I mean, fucking work with what works,
Well,
I'll never.
I mean, you look. I was just gonna say, man. I mean, the Irish. It's all right to make fun of the Irish, right? That's like one of the only ethnic, quote unquote, ethnic groups. It's all right to make fun of at this point, apparently, because they're white and they're gingers.
They're white European,
for the most part, right?
I mean,
so, white gingers.
You could dress up as a leprechaun and have really bad stereotypical cereal, but
I'll never forget the conversation I had with Rudy and Manny, because Rudy was starting IBW back up. And he was like, I want you there, man. He's like, I think Detroit would really like a drunk white boy down there. And I mean, if I was what you call Pete, a soy boy, I could have easily been like, motherfucker, what makes you think? Yeah. No, fucking absolutely, bud, book it. I'll fucking run with it. I'll have fun with it.
No, dude, if you were a soy boy at that point, you'd be like, you're absolutely right, because you're like 186th Mexican, so I have my white guilt to atone for, so I'll do whatever you want. That would have been a fucking soy boy right there. That would have been like a baby, like, you know what? Take the Mexican flag and punch me in the face with it repeatedly, because I have white guilt.
Yeah,
that's what it would have fucking been. No, exactly. That's a soy boy right there.
I mean,
I'm so sorry. My people have done so much wrong. Motherfucker, if you're Irish, your people have been fucked over. All right. So you got a leg to stand on right there because they got fucked over. So, but yeah, man, I don't want to veer too far from wrestling into that side of things, but Rudy is a different animal altogether because, like I said, I've worked a lot of shows with him, and working for Apex for him and Chuck was until Rudy just said, well, whatever, I'm gone, and it was Chuck and Dyson that were running it, and then it was just like it was over,
yeah.
And that was like right after that they changed everything to where like because they were leading to a match with me and Dave Houck from because he was being managed by Presley at that point, and I left because my kid was born. I was going to come back, and we were actually going to work a program, and I came back, and like what's his name? Fuck dude from XICW, Jamie Cox. Jamie Cox was like the locker room. He was like the locker room captain, and Jamie and I were always tight. Like we'd sit at the bar and drink together before the shows. He walks over me and goes, "Hey," he goes, "You're strictly a ring announcer now. No more puffing up, none of this other shit." I'm like, "What the fuck? Like really?" Man. And and then like the next month it was, I called Chuck, "Hey, when are we doing the show?" "Yeah, there ain't no more show." I'm like, okay, it's done. All right. Well, they were running into Diesel Concert Lounge, and I see somebody's running there now, but that shit got expensive. That was a nice venue to run shows at. Like it reminded me of like a ball. It was. I just liked it because there was a bar like 20 feet from the ring.
Oh, that's how it was. IBW when they were running at the Token Lounge. It was awesome. Love that venue.
That
Token's awesome.
Yeah.
What was that fucking one we used to work at? Did you ever work them shows in Montrose for Michigan Championship Wrestling, Will?
No, I never worked for MCW, no.
Oh, god damn, dude. You talk about fucking mark-ass promoters. Them two were like, I mean, they were like marks that like fucked marks and had baby marks, and those marks had marks. That was them. I mean, it was like, oh yeah. But they were fun. Like they paid me decent, but they always ran in it was the Montrose pub down in Montrose, Michigan.
Okay.
And I'll be goddamn, man. I would sit there. We'd work like the show would be like 2.5 hours. Them Jack and Cokes were like $2. I'd put away like 7 or 8 of them things, and then have to try to drive back to Houghton Lake from Montrose. I'm going.
One eye open.
Yeah, there was some nights I wrote down there with like I told my sister, I'm like, you're driving back because you're stoned and I'm drunk, so you're driving. I was like, it's a lesser of two evils. I was like, well, back I was stoned and drunk, so I'm like, you're fucking definitely driving at this point. But them shows were fun though, man. We worked one under. They had a goddamn tornado. We were working. It was the what the fuck festival, the Blueberry Festival or some shit down there, and they have like a really nice like train tracks like downtown like Depot, and they had a big like fair there, and they had a wrestling show, and they had a fucking tornado warning. We were right underneath the tornado siren, running in a tent. Yeah, damn. And that was the first time Eddie Farhat approached me. He was like, "Hey, you want to come work for me?"
That guy.
And then I looked into Eddie Farhat Jr. I'm like, "Go fuck yourself." Wants to talk about signing people to contracts. It's like, bitch, this is the Indies. Shut the fuck up, dude. Ain't no contracts here.
Oh, that AAWWL?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, fuck.
Yeah.
Well,
he's almost as bad as that. He's almost as bad as that. What's that?
All the guys they let go,
we got the releases. Yeah, shit, we got that too before we get too far off base here. Let's see. Yeah, and that's another thing. Talk about promoters that are fucking, and that's the thing in the indies too. You never know. Like promoters are a mixed bag, and I've worked for some good ones and I've worked some bad ones. One of the worst ones I ever was associated with is fucking Brian Mayday. Will, is that a name? You know who I'm talking about?
What promotion was he running?
He used to do that one in Bay City. I can't remember the name of it, but my God, this guy is like a drunk piece of shit idiot.
Was it BWCW?
Not Blue Water.
Okay.
It was I can't remember, but there's the other promotion. It was like, what was it? Because I was set to work for him, but something happened and I had to cancel, and I didn't end up going in because they were gonna make me like the commissioner down there and shit. But I couldn't fucking come in. Something happened, and I'll be damned if I could remember who the hell it was. But the name of the promotion was like, But there's a new one over there. It's nothing to do with Dum Dum, but it's because it's like Tri-City Championship Wrestling now. So I was talking to Dave Dupont about it because he's asked me to be in the like the Cassidy Memorial Battle Royal for Pete. Remember the Viper Pete Christie?
Oh, Will, I think so.
His daughter, his very young daughter, passed away from cancer a few years ago.
Oh,
and they do
memorial.
Yep,
I know what you're talking about now. Yep.
Battle for her, and Dave has asked me to be in it, and it's like I'm one of these years I'm just gonna fucking go over there and I'm gonna be in the Royal this year. It's in the fall, so I'm like I could still get myself in shape for this. Maybe if I could just lie to my wife enough to sneak over there for an afternoon and go work a show.
I'll cover for you.
I have to work under a man. Let's see. WWE's coronavirus chaos now includes wrestler releases and furloughs.
The funny thing about all these releases, Vince is like the only company that's actually letting people go during a pandemic. Everybody else is like locked down. He is the only guy doing this. You know what? It's pandemic. You're fired. We need to trim the fat.
You know what though? Me and one of my buddies, we were talking about the theory behind this is that maybe these guys being let go are the ones that refuse to work because of the pandemic. Maybe they're just like, screw this.
That shouldn't be a problem. It's like if your life or your family's, you're putting them in jeopardy, you'd be like, no, it shouldn't be a good idea. I don't want to do this.
Yeah, I agree, but maybe it's one way. It's like, well, Vince is like, well, if you don't want to work, then you're never working again.
but look at everybody else. It's like New Japan's not doing that. Nobody's doing that. Like nobody's letting their guys go. So
yeah,
but
they even got rid of Mike Chioda, one of the senior officials there. Jesus, that guy.
Right.
I don't know, man. It's who knows. It could maybe Vince is just being a dickhead. I don't know.
Well, he got a bunch of money from like a relief, and like they said how much money they had, and there was like they said how much they had in savings. Everything was great, and then they're like, nah, bye. Yeah,
it's weird.
Damn,
what's up, Pete? What are you doing?
No, I'm sorry. I had to answer. I had a message to answer. My mom just came home from the hospital today.
Okay.
She's been for almost 2 months. Yeah. Well, all things considered, she's home, which is where the end game was supposed to be anyway. So, she's gotten better, man. There's no getting better from this. But she's comfortable. She's happy. So she's
okay. Jesus, good. Man, I'm so sorry, dude.
It's all good, brother. It's all good, man. Like I said, we wanted to get her home, and she's home now. So yeah, it's good.
Good. Well, I know.
But yeah, no. You were absolutely saying about the Vince releasing all these guys during this, which is it's messed up. But like Jared, you brought up earlier, it's probably going to be a furlough for some of these guys, so he'll probably bring some of them back.
All right, like Mike Rotunda, you're not going to cut him because then you're going to piss off one of your main event guys, because the Fiend is his son.
Yep.
You got some protection there. It's like when I worked at a machine shop, when things were down and productivity wasn't up very much, they would say, "Hey, you guys want to take a furlough?" Which means, hey, you're not fired. You're just going to take a few weeks off with no pay. So if you had a good savings, you'd be like, all right, no problem. And as soon as, the furlough is up, you go back to work. I've done that. So that's kind of what they're doing with like Rotundo and a few other guys, but there's a lot of guys we were talking about, that, where they legit wanted to go to like AEW and they're like, no, let's do a contract, we'll keep you guys. And then they're like, oh, you know what? We're going to get rid of you.
Yeah.
At a time when there's no wrestling, when they could have done this, when they could have had contracts somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
Look at you got let's see, well, for Kurt Angle, all right, Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson, who we've talked about earlier, Drake Maverick, Kurt Hawkins, EC3, Leo Rush, Heath Slater, Aiden English, Eric Young, Zack Ryder, Sarah Logan, Eric Rowan, Primo and Epico were still there. Holy shit. Mike and Maria Kanellis and No Way Jose. And,
No Way Jose.
Several producers, Lance Storm, Shane Helms, Fit Finley, and Mike Yoda.
Yeah, the Lance Storm thing, that's fucked up. Even though he's another one of those guys that they gave him a furlough, it's one of those deals where it's like he quit his school, to go train these guys and set guys up. And then they're like, you know what? Yeah, I know you risk your whole life and, your school that you've had for years, your livelihood. Yeah, we're going to get rid of you now.
Yep.
After you got rid of everything. That's fucked up.
Yeah, it doesn't make a lot of sense. And it just goes to, it just kind of goes to show you what they, how they view their employees. They're just another number.
Oh, everybody's replaceable.
Yep. You're just a cog in the wheel,
Yep.
And that's part of it. And Rusev, we didn't mention. Yeah, Rusev was on that list too.
Which is fucked up because he's like, he's one of those guys that they should have pushed harder because they had, the crowd was over with them, Rusev Day, all this shit, and then as soon as he started getting popular with the crowd, Vince is like, no, that's not the guy we want to push. Let's get rid of him.
Which doesn't make any sense. Oh, we lost Will. Doesn't make any sense because like Rusev is like a homegrown talent for WWE.
Oh, totally.
He wasn't anywhere else before he was with the Fed. So let's see. Did Will message me? Making sure he's okay. Because we're running a little bit over time right now, but that's all right. We still got some people in the chat. I didn't really want to sign out without Will being back on. With Keely Chow, CM Punk was right. Absolutely, CM Punk was right, man. No, the wrestling business is not. Everybody on the outside looks at it like it's like glitz and glamour, and it's really not, man. It is a fucking dirty, nasty business, but it is the most cruel mistress you'll ever have in your life, and you can never get enough of that bitch.
Right.
I've been away from it for fucking 3 years now, and it's like, and I'd fucking give my left arm to fucking come back and work, and it's a bitch. It truly is. But once you're in, it's like, it is hard to give that shit. Cause I've walked away, like the last time was the final, but I've walked away 3 times in, 10 years or whatever. And it was like, always come back.
I think it's a culmination of things, it's not, there's, the brotherhood that you get, but you don't get that high. That's what you probably miss is that high of going into the ring. There's stepping nothing through the ropes.
There's nothing that can match that. I've never.
Either the crowd is booing the shit out of you, or they are cheering hard for you.
Yep.
And that's kind of hard to replace.
Sal,
you can't get that anywhere else.
Yes, Sal. Always a little bit of the bubbly.
A little bit of the bubbly.
Always a little bit of the bubbly. Yeah, man. No, that I do. I miss that. And then of course the other day, my old tag partner is sharing pictures of us on Facebook. The night the crowd filled the ring with garbage and
garbage. Yeah, when I was there
when we won the fucking tag titles, and it's like that fucking shit hurts, man. It does. It's like I almost don't want to see those pictures, but it's nice to look back and be like, at one time, like I was. It wasn't too bad. It was fun. So I don't know what happened to Will. He hasn't messaged me or anything, but I'm going to make the executive decision. So it's a pretty good place to end off for tonight. I think we've had a good show. We've been going at it for a little bit over 90 minutes now.
We jumped around, talked a lot about a lot of different subjects.
Yeah.
Yeah. You learned something new, the toxic turtle shit,
Yeah, if you hadn't been exposed to the toxic turtles, go over to YouTube and check that out some more, because there's a couple there's some more videos on there you can watch.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of shit on that. It's terrible. It's a dark path right there.
It is definitely it's a rabbit hole that you're gonna find yourself going down. But yeah, so this has been Pete Daddy Dollar's Pad. Jared, thanks for joining us again, brother. I appreciate it as always.
Always a lot of fun.
I appreciate you being on, man. I've been talking to Brody too, and he ended up going back to work. So because he was all set to come on, and then
he's all geared up. Yeah.
Yep, because we talked the other day for like probably an hour or so. We were messaging back and forth, and I was like, obviously, like the conversation goes from, "Hey, do you want to be on the show?" to us talking about wrestling. Just
it's like I go over to Brody's house, and it's it's actually kind of funny because I brought my little brother, and he's starting to get back into wrestling, like watching it, coming to shows. And like I gave him like my WWE account, so he can watch some of the old school stuff that we used to watch. And then, I took him over to Brody's house, smoked a shitload of weed, and I was like, Brody, let's just put on some Japanese wrestling.
Yeah.
So I had Brody had a Kabashi box set, and we just played that. So my brother was like legit like staring at the TV screen, being like, "How do I not know about this guy?" I'm like, "This is Japan wrestling, man. This stuff's awesome." He goes, "Dude, I have no idea what they're saying, but this stuff is fucking amazing." So he's like, that's all he's watching now is Japanese wrestling.
Yeah.
It's like, and then they work at like totally different style. They work the crowd. Yep. It's psychology, and then me and Brody talking back and forth about, Japanese wrestling, and my brother's like, what happened? What's going on? Talking storylines,
Yeah.
It's kind of cool. It's like, like introducing somebody to like, hey, this was going on in the 80s while they were doing, Toxic Turtle shit. This is what they were doing in Japan,
Yeah. They were ahead of the curve over there, man. They really
totally
were. They were. Let's see. Salvador says, "Yeah, the adrenaline, the cheers, and booze and energy is great, but have you ever eaten an entire Little Caesars hot and ready pizza by yourself in one sitting?" Let me tell you what, brother. I didn't get this body I have right now by eating chicken breast and broccoli. All right. What did I ate for lunch today? My kid, I asked him, "What do you want for lunch today, mijo?" He said, "I want pizza rolls." I'm like, "Okay, man, yeah, pizza rolls." So Daddy made him.
Did you microwave them or did you oven bake them?
Oh, I put those in the fucking toaster oven.
Okay,
those go in the toaster oven. No, hey, Will came back for the close of the show, man.
All right, awesome.
Dude, I'm sorry, dude. My phone died on me.
Oh shit.
It's all...
and then I had to do all these security questions to get into my damn email because I was logging in on other devices and bullshit. That was ridiculous.
We're getting ready. This is the go home segment here. So I was thanking Jared, and I want to thank you for being on again tonight, brother. I appreciate you hanging out tonight, man.
Yeah, no, thanks, man. Thanks for having me. Can I say something real quick though before we get off here?
Go ahead.
Yeah, man. I just wanted to give a shout out above to we lost. I know you guys. I know you know Pete. I don't know if you know Jared, but
oh yeah,
we lost to one of our brothers of the ring, man. Jeff Klaus, Pure Fury. It's really freaking sad. He was early 40s. He was very athletic, very happy guy. It was very sudden death. I just wanted to give a shout out to him and his family. Everybody who's ever come in contact or knew Jeff. Just a big shout out to them, man. I feel for him.
There's also a charity raising for his funeral expense.
There is. Okay.
Yep. There's that. Yep.
All right. Well, do me a favor, Jared. Send me a link to that, and I will post that on the Facebook page, and we'll post that in the group. Yeah, man. I never had the opportunity to get in the ring with Jeff, but I was on, a year and a half worth of shows with him, and nothing but a good-hearted, fun guy to be around in the locker room.
Totally.
Super good guy. And like I said, I bumped into him at Walmart here the day before a show. I was already out of the business. I just bumped into him and his wife, and just kind of BS with him. And he's like, "Well, we need to get together." He goes, "Next time I come up here, before a show." And we never got to get back in touch. And then this happens. Like, he was my age. He was 40 years old, and it's like, Jesus, dude. But yeah, that is a big loss.
Like it was kind of a big shock for me because I was literally just talking to him. We're talking about making some more merch for him for wrestling shows. And then he was talking to me about his wedding. Hey, I had to cancel it and all this stuff. And, we're just kind of bullshitting. And then all of a sudden I get a text from a friend of mine. Hey, did you see what happened to Jeff? And I was just, I mean, you can't wrap your mind around it.
No.
It's like, when shit like that happens, it's insane.
Yep.
It was real sudden. So he didn't have to suffer.
Right.
Just kind of a just a random thing, you know.
That could happen to any of us.
No one's seen it coming. Right, you know, and exactly. So yeah, but you know, it sucks, but you know, I just wanted to say something, man. Just extend my condolences. I know you guys feel the same. It sucks when we lose a brother in the ring. So
we were gonna do this last week, but the show ended up getting pushed back. But yeah, I felt bad. I'm glad you brought it up, man, because yeah, it was you know, he was a very, very good dude, and you know, heart out to his family and his brother Jason. You know, the rest of the family, man. Is, you know, he had a couple. I believe he had a couple kids too. Didn't he? He had a
stepson, and he had his another son. Yep.
Yeah. So I mean, it's, you know, he's leaving a family behind. So, you know, send me the link to that, and we'll share that. And you know, if you can throw something in for the family, you know, it's appreciated. So yeah, absolutely. With that being said, though, this we want to end the episode on a high note. So if you want to check out and see if you've never experienced watching Jeff work, go over to the Imperial Wrestling Entertainment Battle Zone TV channel right here on YouTube, and you can check out his body of work. Damn good worker in the ring, and like I said, an even better man outside of it. So with that being said, I'm Etep Wakui, and the place to be reviews, aka Pete Daddy Dollar, P Double D. I've been here with all of yous, and if I don't see you, have a great day, a pleasant tomorrow. Keely Chow, Silicone Dave, Manliness and Motivation, Salvador, the Don of 2 Cents Toys. Hail Salvador. Thank you, Tony, Alec, for joining us this evening. Everybody in the chat, I truly appreciate you, each and every one, and I will see you on the flip side. We're out like feelers and high time.